A shelter-in-place order has now been lifted in Belfast after police arrested a man accused of burglary. Police say Thatcher Jackson entered his ex-girlfriend's bedroom with a gun this morning before then leaving through the window. While police then searched around that area, that's near Chickadee Circle, for hours, warning people in the area to stay inside and to be on the lookout. Police say they caught up with Jackson this afternoon. He is facing several charges.
It's a large area to search, and obviously he was extremely dangerous. He was armed. He had made threats that, he wasn't going to be taken, and he was going to put up resistance and fight us. So we wanted to make sure the officers were safe and that we had enough out there.
That investigation is still ongoing. Officials, in fact, tell us he could face more charges. 4 new laws regarding ICE go into effect tomorrow. These come in the wake of ICE's actions here in Maine and across the United States. Our Christian Harsa gives us the details.
Operation Catch of the Day caught the eye of legislators this session, leading to bills addressing 3 areas: policing, housing, schools, and hospitals. On policing, both LD 1971 and 2058 apply. LD 2058 clarifies that Maine's jails are not required to house detainees by ICE or Border Patrol, and LD 1971 bars law enforcement from working on most immigration operations, limiting communication. After the Biddeford killing, LD 1971 is no less controversial for the Fraternal Order of Police's Mike Eads. He thinks local and federal law enforcement need to trade information.
The beat cop knows people on his block, and they're able to add a lot of intelligence that makes operations like this go a lot easier.
LD 2106 was drafted in response to the federal government removing protections for, quote, sensitive locations. This new Maine law bars staff at state hospitals, public schools, or state libraries from giving immigration agents access to non-public areas within the buildings or access to protected records without a warrant. This policy applies to all Mainers regardless of their immigration status. Places of worship, private schools, daycares, and public libraries do not have to abide by this law but have the option to use it. The final new immigration law, LD 2176, applies to housing, prohibiting landlords from disclosing certain personal information. There are exceptions, such as a warrant, some instances around a criminal act, and other circumstances like selling or refinancing the home.
These laws are proof that people in Maine and our elected officials will not sit idly by when our neighbors are in need.
Chief Counsel for the ACLU of Maine, Zach Hayden, says these laws are directed at Maine, not the federal government.
We expect that ICE will continue to ignore the law and ignore the Constitution. That has become their modus operandi. But we expect more from people in Maine.
That was Christian Harsa reporting. Now, tomorrow in the Scarborough Town Council will vote to call for Maine's congressional delegation to address the ICE facility in their town. Federal immigration uses that facility on Mansion Libby Road as a processing center. A proposed resolution would also call on ICE to increase its transparency when acting in Maine communities. This is in response to the deadly shooting earlier this month in Biddeford. The council will take up that issue tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Also in Scarborough, no major injuries following a fire at a home on Sea Meadow Lane today. The fire chief tells us 2 off-duty firefighters from Connecticut noticed smoke coming from the home as they were passing it. We're told that fire started outside and it was headed into the building. The 2 firefighters entered that home and woke up the people who were inside. They were asleep at the time, safely got them outside. Those firefighters then used a garden hose on the flames until other crews could get there.
I think for firefighters, it's something you do all the time. If you see something, you act. I think they're going to tell you that they're no longer on scene, but they were, hey, we just wanted to help out. And when it was all said and done, they were able to leave and go on about their day vacationing here in Scarborough and Old Orchard.
My brother and I were out fishing early this morning. We came back about 10:30, fell asleep, I guess around 11:30, and then we were woken up by 2 young guys who were driving by, Connecticut firemen, who screamed in, "Wake up, your house is on fire." I couldn't thank them enough. They were the angels on our shoulders.
We are told that building only received minor damage to the exterior. 1 firefighter was taken to the hospital, but we're told has since been released.